You want her to buy them or you don't want
Don't want her to buy them.
Oh, see, I didn't
She
get
keeps
that.
trying to buy him new stuff and he doesn't want
I
it.
like the stuff I have.
Yeah, good.
It's comfortable. It feels good.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
kind of
terrific.
just has a liking to it. so.
Good. Okay, good.
There's a reason why I was single for
DNA's
so
in it.
long. Shoot. He's kind of perfect, so this is tough.
Don't give me a big head.
Good about
I
you,
know.
man. Take it.
Do your best to
bugs
come up
you.
with something.
I would say it's the natural criticism always. You better do this, you better do that. To your kids, to me, just go, 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 and it's gotta be done prompt and
Okay.
it just comes across really negative and shaming.
Okay, good. So we're gonna go with your complaint.
Good.
Right on.
That's a good one. Something that I've recognized I need to work on it, so now I'm gonna get help.
Good, good. So, when she says her complaint, if he has a fight or flight mind, he might hear a whole bunch of stuff that comes out of the fight or flight mind. Like, you're saying, well, I'm an a-hole. You're saying that that I'm not good enough. You're saying, you know, all that stuff. Now, what she's trying to say that you may not be hearing is, I love you so much. I want to see you be your true self, or I want to see you do what works. I'm cheering you on. I'm rooting for you, right?
Mm.
But that's what she's trying to say, and you can't hear that because you've got these other insults going on. Got it? Okay. So now I'll teach you how to do this. So, first thing, Nico, you say, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you feel attacked.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you feel attacked.
I could use your help. Go ahead, say that.
I could use your help.
Could you please coach me how to say this so it sounds like I'm on your side?
Could you please coach me how to say this so you know that I'm on your side?
Beautiful. Now that's called establishing a coaching relationship. Now, until she establishes a coaching relationship, she'll have better luck talking to a wall, because a wall doesn't have a Wilbur. Okay? Now, when she says her thing about you being overly critical, I'm gonna make a list of all the stuff that you feel your fight or flight mind is hearing as an insult. Like, what do you hear her saying that triggers you, gets you riled up? What do you hear her saying that you don't like to hear? What's the insecure thoughts that come up about it?
So, I don't know, I'm trying to wrap my head around this.
Think about when Tara...
Hold on a second, hold on. Along the lines of, she's saying,
Right,
I'm an
okay.
a-hole, she's saying, I'm...
She's, okay, so she's saying that she has more experience than I do.
Well, what does that mean is wrong with you if she has more experience?
How does that, why does that?
What does that mean is wrong with you if she has more experience? She's saying I'm what?
Not good enough?
Not good enough?
Not good enough.
Is she saying you're stupid?
Yeah.
Or dumb?
Yeah.
I'm dumb? Okay. Or I don't know what I'm doing?
Yeah, that's
There you go.
perfect. I don't know what I'm doing.
What I'm doing. You might want to write smaller. Or less space in it. Okay.
That she's smarter than I am.
Yes.
That I'm blind to it.
Yeah, there you go. That was had a lot of energy on it.
That I can't handle some situations properly.
Yes. Well, what kind of person can't handle situations properly?
Everybody.
No, someone who is what? Like, how do you make yourself wrong when she says you don't handle situations properly?
How do I make myself wrong?
What kind of person can't handle things properly? Someone who is what?
Insecure.
Okay, she's saying I'm insecure. Can't handle situations properly.
What about incapable?
Yeah. Incapable.
Okay. Anything else?
That I'm less empowered.
Do you hear anything in there of not enough for her?
No.
Okay. Okay.
No, that's not a question.
Okay. Like, don't have what it takes?
No.
Okay. Good. Anything else?
Not that I can think of.
Okay. That's good. That's plenty. Now, can you all see that anytime she'll say something along the lines of, hey, you know, you keep being critical. Subconsciously, this is what his tape goes through.
You know what's sad though is guys don't share, probably because they've been conditioned not to share because they're men. So this is hitting me hard because it makes me sad because we don't want the men to feel this way.
That's why I said.
But we don't know.
That's what remember when I said Ron Smotherman, I was quoting Ron Smotherman, I said, you know, sometimes when women talk to you, it looks mean, but you want to listen.
We're not trying to be mean.
And I said, women, the meanness doesn't work. Right? So my point is, it wouldn't matter whether it was him or her. If he was the one with the complaint, she'd have her list of self-doubts and emotional black holes and...
But it seems like we're better at expressing it, like, hey, this is, not always, right? But it's more normalized for women to share how we're feeling. So it's like, I think my opinion is that I think men have a better idea of how we feel because we share it probably maybe too much. But we, you know, but like, it's just hard to hear that this is what they're thinking and feeling because we don't know. So we just keep trying. We do it more because we're like,
Yeah.
you're not understanding. So then we're just probably beating the crap out of them.
Yeah.
And we don't even know.
Yeah.
We're
I've tried-
trying to tell
I've been
them, but they're
confronted at
not
that.
getting it.
Yeah, I've tried and
Yeah,
asked.
it's
being
I've been
mean.
scared to share my feelings with that person because I was afraid.
Betrayed in.
Yeah,
Like
we don't want you
like-
guys to feel
like
like that,
the
but we don't know
confidence you
you're
have
feeling
in
like that.
Oh.
They
Tried
probably
to
don't
share
even
with
know
them.
they're feeling that way.
I need to understand.
And not someone you can have confidence in.
Oh,
Yeah.
like I
Betrayed
betrayed them or
that you
he-
don't
You
have
can feel it,
confidence in me?
Yeah.
Oh, like I
Yeah.
betrayed you in not believing in you.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
because I
yeah.
just.
Right.
Oh, that makes
Right.
sense. That makes
So
sense.
understand, it doesn't matter which two human beings are up here, any human beings that I put up here, whoever is hearing the complaint is gonna go through their version of this,
Betrayed. Wow.
right?
Huge abandonment.
Good.
Or mad, and you're just like, well,
Right.
I'm just gonna not listen to that.
Yeah, right.
I've been given a lot.
Like you could
What
help
man
it,
does that?
right?
Yeah. But the betrayed thing, that is something that is like abandonment almost.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take the insult out of it. I'm gonna show you how to take the insult out of it, okay? So, what she's gonna do is she's gonna say, what you're hearing is that you're not good enough. What I'm trying to say, and you're gonna go to the opposite of everything on the board and give him an example of when you saw him being the opposite of what he's hearing. So you're hearing me say you're not good enough, what I'm trying to say is, and then an example of how good enough he is.
Kylo, what you're hearing me say is that you're not good enough. And what I'm trying to say is, you are so good. You are totally capable. What you're hearing is that you don't know what you're talking about. And what I'm trying to say is, you are so smart. You're so intelligent. You are so sensitive and capable of mastering this. Alice, you're in my way.
I know.
What you're hearing me say is that I'm smarter than
What
you.
you're hearing me say is that I'm smarter than you are. Granted.
Just
And
had
what
to
I'm
throw
trying
it
to
out there.
say is, you are so smart.
She's missing the examples though.
Okay. What?
You're missing
What I'm
the-
trying to say is that you are so smart and that you are so in tune.
Now, what's an example of that?
Oh, so many.
Just one.
Just one. You picked up my brakes. You're so smart. They needed to be done.
Yeah.
You're in
good.
tune with
Good.
what my needs are before I get it myself. Before my wheel falls off. You're
So
so
he's
smart.
even smarter than you.
You are even smarter than me and my car.
Okay, what you're hearing me say is I'm blind to it.
What you're hearing me say is that you're
You're blind
blind.
to it.
And what I'm trying to say is that your eyes are so open. And that you're so involved. You're so involved.
Good,
You're so present.
good. You're hearing me say that
What you're hearing me
you're
say.
insecure.
Oh,
'Cause you
that you
can't
can't
handle
handle things properly, yeah. You're hearing me say that you have insecurities because you can't handle things the right way. Well, we just don't do right or wrong. We do what you feel is the best thing. I trust your judgment.
Good.
Yeah, that's good.
You're hearing me
Yeah.
say,
What you're hearing me say is that you're not capable. What I'm trying to say is you're very capable. You're more capable than anybody I know. You're more capable than I am at seeing what needs to be done
good job,
and how to handle it.
good job. Now, if you're looking at his facial expression and his body language, you can tell that this is all working.
What you're hearing is that I betrayed you.
Because I don't have confidence in you.
Oh, and that I don't have confidence in you. And what I'm trying to say is I am so loyal to you. And you are so honorable, and I would never betray you.
And I have a lot of confidence in
And I have so much confidence in you. I have all of the confidence in you.
you. Good job. Okay, now, say, now, what are you hearing
Now what are you hearing
as my complaint?
as my complaint?
The true intentions of you trying to make me a better person that you know that I can be.
And what is her complaint?
That I'm hearing her wrong.
No. What is her complaint? What was her original complaint?
That she criticizes me.
No. That you criticize other
Oh,
people.
that I criticize other people.
you
Good.
are
So now how do you,
critical.
so what do you
Yeah.
hear as that complaint?
What do I hear?
Yeah. Now that we've taken the insult out of it, what is the complaint?
That I'm critical to other people.
Yeah. Very simple, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah. And she wants you to be better, so she wants you to work on that, be less critical.
Yeah.
Not so bad.
We have so many problems, this is
Mhm.
kind
Yeah.
It makes
Okay,
it
I
things
have
And
that
all
are
of
big.
the
Makes it
things that
bigger
you
than
heard me
that.
say
Yeah.
just dissipated.
Defuse the whole situation.
That's right.
Yeah.
Good, now,
Defensiveness.
you get the fun part,
No.
okay?
Yeah.
You're gonna
Yeah.
take her complaint and show her how to say it to you in a way that would work absolutely the very best.
Or tell
Okay?
me how to say
So
it.
now I'm gonna give you a demonstration, and when I get done, I want you to see if you can do it even better than I did it.
Okay.
Okay? So now I'm Kylo and I say, Nico, say it like this. Say, Kylo, you stud of a man. You, you make my heart go pitter patter. And the more you turn your criticisms into encouragements, we are gonna have a love life that rocks the world. That's pretty good, huh?
It
That's
already
pretty
does.
good. It's kind of hard to beat that one.
Do your best.
Okay.
Yeah, what you'll notice what I did was, it's called a sandwich. Start off with something sweet I want to hear. Then I put a complaint in there, in a way that I like it. And then I ended up with another positive of what could happen if I do that. Ooh.
Okay. So Nico,
Say it like this.
say it like this.
Tell her. Say it
Yeah.
like this.
Oh.
You tell me how to say it.
And then say your first name first. Say it like this. Say
Okay.
Kylo.
So Kylo, I love our time spent together, and I see that you have a need to grow, so I'm only trying to help you so that we can grow together.
That was good, except you didn't include her complaint. Her complaint is, I want you to be less critical.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
you need to say that part in a way that you'd like to hear it.
Yeah, I'm making hear it. When I'm addressing you.
Mm. So how would I like to hear
How would you love somebody to say,
Yeah.
that? Mm.
honey, do your
So-
best to be less critical, or whatever?
So I would like you to say, and not in front of anybody, like maybe
In front
pull
of
me
kids or
aside or
whatever.
something and say, maybe that feels a little critical. Could we approach it in a different way? What do you think?
Good.
And give me the and then give me the second to process that.
Good.
Okay.
Now, we're gonna start from the top. You're gonna say everything you said. Kylo, I love the time we spend together. Then you're gonna say her complaint. Say, when it looks like you're being critical, I'll just tell you, it might come across a little critical, maybe you can do it a different way. And as we do that, what will happen that's good?
Okay.
Okay?
So Kylo, I
And then
love
you're gonna say all this back to him.
Yeah.
I love our time spent with each other. When I sound a little critical, ask me or tell me, pull me aside and say, does that sound a little critical? Give me a moment to digest it so that we can learn and grow together.
Good. Okay. Now, she's gonna say it back to you and you see if it works.
Okay. Kylo, I love the time that we spend together. And I've been noticing that when you're sounding a little critical, and
I will pull you aside.
I'm going to pull you aside and mention to you
And
that
ask.
Oh, and I'm gonna ask you if that did sound critical. And if it did, you need a few minutes to think about it and just kind of digest it. And then,
And then we can, what's the last line?
and then we can learn and grow together. And we can learn and grow together.
Okay,
Wow.
did
Yeah.
that work?
That worked. But make sure, the one thing that I realized
Yeah.
that I wanted to add in there
Yeah.
is pull me aside, get my attention,
Yes.
make sure
Yeah. then I'm
Don't
with you.
just-
that I'm not still,
In the other
In the
box.
midst.
Yeah.
Oh.
Pull me out of that box and let me be in
yeah,
this
so
box.
let's move,
Okay.
switch boxes and
I will have sidewalk chalk and we will be standing in the boxes of my choice, your choice, that box, that.
sadly, I believe you. The neighbors are gonna be like, what's going on over there?
It's talking time, communication.
So
Love
she
that.
got through. Would somebody do me a favor and
Yes.
write that down for them, what he wants her to say? Cause I need somebody to write it down so that they can remember it.
That will
later.
help me
You know.
big time.
Now, say it for the person who's gonna write it down so she can get it down the way you wanna hear it.
Yeah. Thank you, Danielle.
Wow, that just kinda like, felt like so opening.
Yeah.
Yes.
All the
Yeah.
possibilities
Yes.
of being not hearing
Like,
my gripe.
good like I have always been thought that I was a communicator, and
Do
I
you have
now
a
realize
phone?
that I
Do
suck
you
at
have a phone?
communicating.
You have a
Yes.
phone that records?
Yeah, he does,
Yeah.
right
Take
there.
a phone out and record it.
Oh, that's better.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I've never felt this way after communicating. So this class has been great for me to learn that. I thought I was the man at communicating. Obviously not.
You were hearing so
He's
many
gonna wanna
insults.
communicate
Thought I
all
was
the time.
communicating very clear and direct.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Y'all understand why so many people end up divorced is
Wow.
because they have to communicate, but they can't, they don't have the skills, and it's not their fault. They don't have the skills.
But it's like such an empowering high to
Yeah.
do so.
Yeah, to get through,
Right, but before it was like a fear.
yeah. Yeah, imagine if you
Because
felt
were
this
kicked in the
good
balls.
after her complaint, and then the next time you have a complaint, she feels that good after it, and then she has come, and you feel that good after it, and then she feels that, and you just keep getting to higher
It
ground.
just sucks because people
Yeah.
think they're not compatible, and it's like, it doesn't mean you're not compatible, we just don't know how to talk, right? Lots of people are compatible, it's not,
We don't know how to hear right.
yeah, or maybe our communication style is not compatible, but maybe we
No.
are compatible. Because then you just run into the same
our time spent together. You are sounding a little critical right now. Would you step into the other room with me and go into a different box? Okay.
I love that.
No, okay, go into a different box. Guys,
You
I
said
got so
something about
much stuff
attention.
going
Yeah,
on right now.
Yeah, try your.
In a different box.
Kylo, you said something about attention. Make sure I
Oh,
have,
yeah.
you have my
Oh,
attention.
yeah. Undivided attention.
Get my attention and ask me if I think that may be a little critical, and give me a moment to digest that. Then let me know. No, so let me digest
We
that
can grow together.
so that we can learn and grow together.
Beautiful. Let's acknowledge it. Okay, I wanna hear,
He's
You
the
all-
man.
I wanna hear you all brainstorm with me.
right now.
I wanna hear,
Like,
Yeah,
He is
I
low.
feel like I just,
I know.
Just refuse to hold it.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's
Yeah.
just like, not even the fact of the situation or what it was about, but just to
You don't.
feel like like it was an actual communication process, not
Yeah.
like, cause I'm so used to like just like talking, and then I find myself, I repeat myself because they're not listening, and
okay,
then I'm an asshole, and it's always the,
yeah.
not with
Have a
us, but in the
Have a
past.
seat.
Yeah.
I wanna hear you all brainstorm for a moment. What is possible out of people learning and mastering this skill?
I have something. I feel like it's possible that I can say things non-bitchy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
And I don't have to have the attitude to get my point across.
Yeah, yeah.
I can actually say it in my authentically loving, kind, compassionate self, and I'll be heard the first time.
I'm gonna hold the acknowledgements until I hear everybody's thing, okay? Sue, what's possible?
Well, it's less threatening because they're both open to the communication, they're on the
Right.
same page.
Right.
So it's less threatening to both of them. They know they're both in the same place trying to communicate.
Yes. Okay, Shelley?
Greater intimacy.
Greater intimacy.
Yeah.
That's right. John?
As a guy, you kind of wonder, you kind of pick your battles. So sometimes you suck it up or know when to say something or when not to, whatever. If you'd handle it that way, you don't have to pick. You'll do it every time.
That would be
It takes
amazing
away-
because it keeps that, because then once you pick your battles, you always got that little bit in the back of your head going,
You're still mad about something.
yeah.
And as from a woman, we do want to know
That's
too.
resentment.
We don't want to just be the one telling you guys, you guys are stupid, you
Well,
suck.
you
We
gotta-
want
Yeah.
to work on ourselves
You
too.
gotta remember, for this to work, not only does it have to, where you don't have to pick your battle, but also your emotions are where you can calmly sit there and say, look, this is the way I feel. He's sitting there and doing it. What happens in real life is he's taking care of the car, you're taking care of the kids, you're both trying to get stuff in the car, you're both going through. So this interaction where you're just sitting there, you're reading him, he's reading you, and you're looking into their eyes and doing everything, that's what makes that work to me. Is because otherwise life takes over.
You
and
pause,
it's
you're putting everything on
pause.
pause, and
So-
just, it's like,
And you can
Concentrate
say
on each
encouraging
other.
things, all he hears is criticize and this. He heard 2 words of what you just said because he's so busy, and then it's like, man, there she goes again.
Yeah.
She's
there
going
she goes
again. I can't do anything right.
Yeah.
So you have to get all those words in the middle to make it work,
And
even when you're doing it correctly
they
like that.
both keep shoving things under the carpet, and until the intimacy in the relationship starts to go from being in the black to being in the red.
Right. So the biggest thing is for me is doing this type of environment where you can actually, the micro expressions is great. All these things are great. How many people can read them? It's like 4 that that can do it like he can. But when you do it like this, a lot of us can read it. He just slumped down, puffed his chest up, felt better. She felt more comfortable. She didn't you don't get that attitude where it's like, I gotta fight for my life to stay. So to me, that's the secret, and that's the hardest thing to get, is when you can just look at each other and just actually read each other and not have all the
Yeah.
confusion.
Yeah.
It makes me excited for a confrontation because I know that he will coach me as to how he needs to hear it if it's something that I haven't been over before. So I'll actually have a success at the end and have the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow instead of like repeat, unworkable conversation that doesn't go anywhere. It's like going to be a success.
it
Let
does,
me, let me show you what happens when they get really good at this skill. Okay? She says, oh honey, I just got triggered. What I don't want to hear is this. I'd like to hear you say this. He says it to her the way she wants to hear it. Over.
Oh, let's practice that one.
Then he gets triggered. He says, honey, I just got triggered. What I don't want to hear is this. What I'd love to hear is this. She says it. Over. Y'all get what I'm saying?
we have done that before before this class.
Yeah.
Because I'm a genius.
That's good.
Well, that's
Kidding.
probably,
No, I'm just kidding.
Now let me ask you,
Naturally, we flew.
what's possible for the world as the world evolves to this?
No more wars.
No more war.
love, yeah,
Yeah.
peace on
Respect.
earth.
There's
Peace
light.
and love.
There's more
Yeah.
light.
Yeah.
And
There was
Serenity.
never a war in the first place.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I can hear him and he
Really?
sees me so
Yeah.
big. I
A lot
have
of-
better communication with
Yeah, there's-
everyone.
Yeah.
A lot of
bigness,
With
it's
all my
equal.
family. With all my
A lot of
friends.
different faiths have talked about 1,000 years
small.
of peace. This is what it's going to look like when that happens.
And the only way it's gonna happen is if we do it ourselves.
Just
Yeah.
practice.
Do the work, yeah.
You had your hand up, honey.
Oh, I was just thinking of being validated and respect.
Yes.
You know, you just feel that
Yes.
warm feeling of,
Yes.
oh my gosh,
That's
he
right.
really respects me.
Yes.
He really loves me.
Well, you
That's
go
right.
from this to,
Uh-huh.
okay.
That's right.
Well, can I share something too?
Yeah.
For example, I've done like 7 years of intensive therapy, which is needed and great and cool. But and I work with coaches and healers and shamans too, but a big missing piece, especially in the therapy part, which you know, but it's all about your own empowerment. Oh, I'm not going to be disrespected. Oh, I'm not going to put up with this. But it's like, well, what about the other person too? The people aren't teaching, how do you not make somebody else feel that way? It's like, well, nobody gets to treat me this way. Cool. But how do you portray that for them? Probably because they don't even know either, so they can't teach you because they don't know. Nobody knows.
You're teaching them, you just, they
Most
don't
people
know it.
don't.
The answer is, this is my 5th time and I just learned a whole bunch of new stuff. So just come again and again and again and again. And
Yeah,
again.
like I
Keep
can
on
put all the
learning.
boundaries in place. Don't mess with me. But it's like, well, then I'm gonna be alone in my little bubble by myself. That's cool.
You know, Crystal,
So
Crystal, because the awakening takes people out of their normal reality and puts them in this whole other heavenly place, right? It's a little bit challenging to come back to the normal world, because they're like, they look like angels and saints, they're just bliss, right? Then they come back to the normal world. And it's a little tough to relate to everybody who's still in the little brains, So between phase 1 and phase 2, I do several sessions that are about, like one of them's called Healing with Loved Ones, which is about how do you relate to people in a way that lets them rise to higher ground. Or the Bridge Seminar, showing you how to get people who don't have any skills to come out and start to relate.
Yeah, because the goal isn't like, okay, well, you got all your work done, now you're off by yourself.
No.
It's like, what's the fun in that? Like,
Right.
cool, now I'm this
It's
shiny
lonely.
object
Yeah.
all alone. Because everybody else sucks, and they're not figuring it out. So now I'm just going to be here on this mountaintop alone. That's
And a
cool.
lot of therapists make the mistake of telling their clients that you shouldn't have anything to do with your parents, instead of showing them how to express the resentment or the rage and then deal with it and then forgive and then relate to them in a way that lets them get more enlightened.
And it's not even just, it's
So you're
everybody.
using your
Parents, friends,
tools?
lovers, everyone. Like, you can't just go around not talking, interacting with people.
Yeah.
I mean, you could, but it's, why would you want to do that? That's the point.
What were you saying?
So, like what you were just saying, so like how I took it, you learn the tools to help them learn so you become the coach to them.
Yeah. Right.
And them being real with themselves and getting real with their emotions and feelings.
Yeah. And then it can just go around and around and
Right.
around and around.
Just by being yourself.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gary has put in 40 years of all of our packets. They're golden. They're priceless. There's no value I can put on just what they handed us out to us on Wednesday night. Every piece of information on that is like
Goals.
incredible.
Yeah, I've said a couple of times that it took me, many decades to learn this. I'm actually just trying to save you guys a couple of decades.
Well,
Seriously.
we appreciate that.
Yeah. Okay, let's acknowledge them one more time.
We were going to do the short version of, hey, I just got triggered. Her, we'll have to try it on her own. Excuse me, sweethearts.
I'm going to give you a short break, but before I do, I want you to keep in mind that I just did a demonstration so you could see what is possible. I just did a short demonstration to show you what is possible. Now, to learn and master these skills take too much time to do in a weekend. You will get one more chance to practice it at the end of the workshop. If you're serious about transforming your relationship, there's a couple of options. You can sign up with me for one-on-one stuff and let me work with you long enough to actually get you good at it, right? You know, it's cute because when I work with couples, about the second session, I'll tell them, I just want you to know, guys, it's likely that you're gonna waste $1,000 because you're gonna keep telling yourself that if you just keep coming to me, Gary's gonna fix it. When you leave me, if you don't practice the skills, it's gonna take you a few sessions before you finally realize, oh, we have to practice the skills. The other option is that I have a document that while you're in the course we sell for $10 that shows you how to practice these skills that they just did. You can certainly get that, take it home and give it your best shot. And if you still have trouble, then come in and see me.
We can get that because we're in this course?
Yes.
How do we sign up for that?
Shelley, I think we have the handouts, right, the practice workbook. So just have it on the break and let them buy it, you know what I mean? That, and by the way, if they pay with, that one goes to GA&A. Gary Acevedo and Associates, but they can just write GA&A on the check or whatever. Okay?
It's $10, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it's $10. Here, Shelley. These are those books. Okay.
Gary.
Yes? Oh yeah, come on up. Let's do lunch. Have my people call your people.
And now for my turn on the program.
Yeah.
So we have an in-house lunch scheduled tomorrow, and this is the place that we're going to be purchasing it from. It basically has really great hamburgers and salads. There's chicken and different options. What I want you to do is put your name on the top of the menu, circle the item that you want, and then throughout the day today I will be taking your payment. Lunch will be served tomorrow at about 12:30-ish, so I have to get this in tonight so we can have it here tomorrow.
And you can pay by credit card?
Yep, I can take credit card or cash. Okay. And there are additions, so like if you want sweet potatoes and things like that, make sure that you
It is a really good place, you
add
guys.
that in.
It's really
And if
good.
you don't want to buy lunch, you can bring your own and keep it in the fridge in the kitchen.
Thank you.
Okay, have a break, 15 minutes.
Yay, thanks, teacher.
Fine, thanks, Coach.
Yeah, I have to get my own.
No, it's just because when we ask questions here, they start to get a lot. It's like, it comes out my body, so that's why I keep sweating. It's like when intense
And we can all benefit from hearing it different.
It's like keep getting hot, and I'm
Yeah.
like, if I'm getting hot, it's worth it.
I mean, she starts yelling, I
Oh,
go.
I know, I
This is called coaching to your
Really? She is really, she just gets
Or the
so
magic wand.
Yeah.
First one,
Which is good, it's healthy, but it's like, still sucks.
I just want to tell you that I love,
tried stuff like
because of all the work you've done,
I
I love the work you got.
Which is where
Crystal,
the.
do you wanna
to add one a little back.
Danielle takes this. It's
to
hard
give
with
us something
like
critical,
an
she needs to pull from the side.
I gave it to
Then
Danielle.
tell them,
And then
and
she
so
left.
right there,
Yeah,
saying,
she got
hey,
over there.
there's notice this, and then pull to the side.
And I'm in this.
Yeah.
obviously
I
there's
know.
stress.
And Nico's
Right.
like,
That's
oh,
the
he
thing.
for all my
It
money,
only works
all
if
my
it's
time,
like
all my
that.
energy.
You cannot do that when he's still stressed.
When you're in there,
It
in the moment.
doesn't work.
I just want to know what I need to
That's
do.
the thing is when
somebody just tell me, I'll do it. I just need to know.
She's ready.
And if they're gonna tell me the right stuff, or they're telling me, what I'm finding is I'm getting pieces. Yes, everywhere I'm going, I'm
So you
getting
just have
pieces,
to
but I
walk
need the
away.
whole puzzle. Anyway,
At the end of the workshop,
Thank you, love.
See, it says
I'll
one
do a
time.
strategy
I
See how
love it.
important this is?
with
Because
something
this
small.
morning, and then you actually
I'll
just
give you, I'll
walked
draw you
away
on
and
that.
she wanted, and then I got into it with her second.
I'm
sorry, I don't even know what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, she was fine. She was fine. Nothing to it.
Supposed to circle what we want.
Hey, Dawn.
You need to say, you know what?
I can tell you
Talk
to
to
let
this
your mom
morning,
know.
this is the way it makes me feel. And if she knows more and what makes you feel, what makes me feel like that feel, maybe she say, you know what, my kid's great. She just said, you know what,
You could just say it.
this way, it would just not make me feel that way. And I wouldn't be upset. I just do what we need to get done.
5 o'clock.
Did you guys
Try to let her know.
figure out what you're gonna eat?
Yeah,
Not yet.
and just let her know she didn't have to say
Because to be
anything.
honest with you, I never didn't even talk to her.
I can tell you right now,
So for me,
she wouldn't want to be here.
someone
with
in
me.
my own store,
They're-
talking that way,
That's why I paid for
slam
it.
them and kick them out. It's like, this is my house. If you want to talk to me, you talk to me with respect. You're like, you're with someone else.
Some Alice, she
It's our
said,
house.
figure out what it is.
But we had some pretty interesting things. We didn't come to
Did everybody put it in?
Oh, yeah.
There's not a new person.
Otherwise, we won't make it. Fights just get meaner and meaner. And I found that what church is the most often their identity when your mom owns something and so you're just different your brother.
Trying to like move it out. I need big straight leaves.
That's my identity.
So remember you were saying if a guy his relationship is terrible, but if he loses his job, it's his identity, and it's the opposite for a woman.
So when she hits me or her,
So she attacks his job, and he attacks their relationship.
so it's true. What she said is I go for the bigger and I do it because when you're hurt, you want it to stop. And the way to make it stop is you attack the source of pain.
Not a lot in there.
Well, whatever you
I
wanna.
got most on tape. And I'll listen to it. If I like to do this, exercise at home, I like to do
Oh, yeah.
So I'll go grab it. After I get around, I'll take my stuff
That was there tomorrow.
and grab them.
Have you seen those grounding pads? Grounding pad?
Really? Chest?
So like for winter, if you just don't want to go outside, you just plug it to metal mat.
So it can be
If you ground on your plug it into there, and just down on it with your bare feet. It just grounds. What? For like winter time, and you just,
Yeah.
Okay, do you want bacon?
My mom's
Yeah,
got
look,
one.
so in this course, and someone does something, don't do this. Okay, because we all do it. That's not what we're here for. We're not here to find out who.
Why didn't you grab one?
The prices
No,
are
I'll go with ranch.
You know, turkey actually doesn't make you tired.
ready.
Far fetched.
You know it's French dip, right?
Well,
She
it
has
doesn't
it.
make
much.
It's
Well,
usually
there's
a lot
actually a
easier.
Yeah, if she's coming tomorrow, get her friends dip.
But it's very minor.
You don't even use it.
Yeah, like a little.
Okay, me and Caitlin are just doing it.
That's my problem.
They're like, your body's digestive. It trips me out.
No, I was thinking we were either,
Again,
either
that's so
going
minor,
this
like,
way
you
or
don't like
Monday.
you drown in water, you have to rest on the bottom. It's like
I usually do, but I change my
Why,
first.
was she wanting to leave
I'm a
early?
big bag. That's really cute.
It's downstairs at the end of the, you know, like you're going to the bathroom? You pass the lobby, there's a hallway goes that way and then there's stairs.
Oh, okay.
And then you go, when you go out, you just go all the way to the end. and
Because the guy.
When I offered to do that, I went down and asked him.
They're OT's Friday. Okay, let me see how much time I have left.
Why don't we just get 3 things from
What do you get? First one?
How much time, Gary, it's 10 till, is that when? 10 minutes! Oh, okay, yeah, I'll get
Should
back
we
at
do,
10.
well, is she gonna come tomorrow?
But when it's a half and a full, you assume they're decent size.
Right.
Because no one's gonna buy a taco sandwich that's this big and hands them
Let's,
over
let's do 2 hamburgers and a French dip. Unless you want something different.
Oh, we can do French dip and hamburger.
Okay.
That's fine.
How many cats?
Yeah, I don't need this.
I'm so distracted right now.
Oh, absolutely.
You probably could have, but then you gotta ask yourself if you wanted to. Because this probably could have saved mine, but I would have regretted
Funny
going
thing is,
home.
it backfires because she's trying to get things done efficiently and effectively, all these things work, and in reality, it confuses people. We don't know what exactly what to do.
And then
Get
throws
pissed
everything off, and then we have to do it again.
Yeah. And you know, this thing may annoy her, but I think the repeating, when she says something, see what you're wanting me to do is,
Yeah.
to take this out, do this, and go over it really calmly, and she'll get pissy at first.
Right.
I don't want there to be a misunderstanding, it's gonna cost us an hour of time. It's simply really, it only takes a few seconds.
Right, exactly.
You know, it doesn't take 10 minutes to do.
Oh, sorry.
But she'll say things like, go to this, and then I leave, and it's like, what the hell am I doing? It's like, well,
Because
part
she
of it,
didn't explain.
well, no, it'll be like, go downstairs and get this. Well, excuse me, where is it? Downstairs is a big place, a lot of spots.
Explain where it might be. Okay, so 2 French dips and a hamburger.
No, that's fine.
Okay, so I'm gonna do it for 12 then.
I have lots of room for improvement, how about that?
I keep my wall right there.
Baby steps, just baby steps this way here. That's why you learn.
I like that shirt. Where did you get it at?
I got it at What's that place? What is the name of the store?
Where you got this shirt? I like
Do you remember?
Oh.
Costco? No, it's the one in Buckle.
Oh, yeah. They have the
Stuff her husband.
How would I know where you got your shirt? I don't think it's to you.
You guys would be together.
I ain't go with it.
Like, I got myself in check pretty okay. Now you learn relating to other people.
Because Gary gave me assignments, you know, which is why we go, hang out and have to go up and approach them and tell them I'm attracted. Oh my gosh, these challenges are just so hard.
And see, I'm so good at like picking up the what's going on and then all day long.
Yeah.
But I gotta learn how to keep it.
Yeah, right. But that's the whole thing, you know, about just the unconscious. All right. So how do you get them? And I brought them here. Okay. Some of them stay, some of them don't. Okay. So where is it when it resonates in their heart? Okay. And they're not having a hard time breathing. And then they learn how to breathe. I know that.
They just keep saying, my nose hurts, my nose hurts.
So it's kind of cool. The people that I talk to really are into this, you know.
Well, that's what I found, like, I'm starting to attract, we're all trying to like fruit? Like, something, that's why it's hit me, it's just hard, cause it's like, we're all trying, you know? But we're not speaking the same language. And we don't even know how to do it, right? So we just give up, like, well, I guess we're screwed.
That's right, it's not coaching communication.
It's tough.
There are so many things.
I'll let you sign that and then I'll get you a
Teach me insensitive
Hey, I get it.
by
Snuggly with him.
That's exactly what that was. Up front.
Oh.
Teach me
Was
that
it
how
Haley
to
there?
listen to you so you can hear me.
Right.
But that was a beautiful symbol.
Okay.
Okay, because I believe that it went through.
And that was
The extra printing, yes.
I did all this for California, like I was my parents.
Thank you.
To this kind of workshop, and it was so wonderful, because then we were on the same page for communication and agreements, and we had the same understanding, and just, you know, but they were much older, so they fall back.
That's
Unconscious plays, yeah, but yet we still could
Yeah, but
right
it's
back
really,
there. Yeah, right, we still be right back there, you know.
kids with
So
the
it will work.
I know, it could,
all
it's
the
just
other
like,
kids are like mission.
gotta really slow.
I think, yeah, and
So
we
you
just
have to
always
do-
have
yeah, I
a
get my card.
relationship.
I think
There you go.
you know, it's just unconditional. You just
Mhm.
have to take them as they are. And it's,
Sorry, I
It's
wouldn't.
never been hard to be that way.
we don't really fight.
Me and you?
Yeah,
No, we've got a good relationship.
we never fight. I mean,
When
you
I
know,
was a teenager, you better believe we were fighting though.
yeah,
So,
it was not
Oh, you're just-
good
okay.
in the
I
house.
can't believe the stuff that my teenagers are doing.
And what an
Yeah.
Julie is now.
Oh, yeah. Straight A's in college, and winning scholarships, all kind of great stuff.
Yeah.
Women in front of us, you know, beat up drug dealers.
Oh my gosh. Well, then he would have probably.
He was playing with death there.
Yeah, he got beat up by gangs sometimes, and when he would be out all night, wouldn't tell me what it was, I'd be driving around thinking
Yeah.
he
You're getting
did
a
something kind of death.
Yeah.
Your sons or daughters?
Just a girl.
Yeah.
Younger brothers.
I
know,
it's
Not
But he is just turned.
I know. It's already hard enough for women to communicate, and then men are told, you can't have feelings, you can't, you know, and then it's like even worse for them.
He's just like a totally
You're
different
mad, there's
person.
an emotion too, FYI.
I know, but it's just sad because they're told just don't show feelings and all this stuff, and it's hard.
He looks
Tell me about
happy.
it, and their
You
dad,
just have to
great guy.
He's on track.
love them still. You can't just abandon
Tell
them,
me anything.
you know? I could not ever say.
Yeah, and then it's like we just keep yelling,
Because
and then they
you
keep shutting
judge
down,
them.
and we're like,
Getting
why
better.
don't you hear me? And they're
I'm not
like,
gonna
screw
take care of you anymore. You've gotta
Like,
hit
and you're
rock
just like, what
bottom.
is happening?
Exactly.
Oh, yeah,
Sorry.
I know, I know.
Real, like it's
And
it's
it's
stuff
just
I
like,
have
that's
not
why
been
they're-
through.
they're
Or if they
still
have
out
a
there.
son or
I
daughter
wanna be
that's
married, but I'm
gay,
not.
and, you're not my son
Communicate better for
That happened to me too with my other son. He was married for 15 years. And never had a woman,
Wow.
and he was
Yeah,
always
and
so
and both people are
unhappy.
trying so hard,
Divorced
but
him. He has 3
That-
kids.
that's why it's hard.
So
It's
he was
just hard.
taking them into
But
consideration.
there's hope.
He stayed with
Do
it.
you have
Because
the
he thought
little
little
extensions?
Yeah,
was
lashes.
better
They might
for
be
the parents
clumping right now
to
because I've been crying.
He is
Yeah, they're
a
really good.
totally different
Because I have blonde hair,
personality.
so
He is so
I got my
happy
eyebrows
with his
microbladed
partner,
and then
I'm just
lashes.
thrilled. My husband and I just were thrilled, you know,
He looked
when we
dead.
see him together.
No eyebrows,
He's
no
not
eyes.
We like him better than
Yeah.
him.
Like you.
That's why, like
So,
today I
I
was
mean,
running
he's
hair and my
just
hair was wet and I
so
had time to put
cool.
makeup on, but at
Yeah.
least I have brows and lashes, so I'm okay.
Oh, that's so good. Is that really
No,
different?
that's
You never
just
see
good.
my-
Like,
How come they get dark?
well, because they make like hairlines, so these are like, it's a tattoo, but tattooed in hairs.
Oh, they can do it 2 minutes.
Thank you, sir.
Just finger food.
There. Already, sweetie?
I like,
Make it so.
You know
I don't like when they put the wire around the rock, but I actually like that, that holds it.
That's hemp.
I like that.
Hemp net.
I need to go to the bathroom before they
spicy.
get late and then
Hurry.
yell at me.
Go, 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 go.
So I'm gonna go.
I was a yell at too.
Show his mom like they should play.
Oh, that's a Valentine's
He's not yelling at you, he's just letting you cheat.
No, exactly.
Okay, I'm
I
going to the
get it.
bathroom. I'm trying to be on time.
Hey, I'm the crowd. Always sad. I cannot find a coffee cup. I went downstairs, there's 2 offices.
Oh, I've never seen anybody find him.
You didn't say it's tied on the door?
There's only 2
Just walk
offices
in.
there. Well, I did, one's closed and the other one, she says, I don't even know what that color is.
What?
But I saw the guy in the kitchen.
Oh, in the office.
Last time we were here.
They might have moved in this different part of the building.
I went outside and walked through all the doors. I don't know, is it called Cutco or is it another name?
They really
I feel weird walking around with a baby.
Because when I went down there,
I know they
I
are.
got down to one of the gals and then she told me what it was, so I went down there.
love you and your monkeys.
You went down there and there's only 2 offices, right? Oh, maybe it's the one that was
We got the
closed.
best present ever.
What's that?
We did.
What do you
Yeah.
got?
Now we can be in.
You know that night?
Oh, you're nice.
And so it's me, and she doesn't have enough. I mean, they are absolutely never
Are you really happy?
Uh-huh.
Did I really make your life good?
Uh-huh.
Now
Yeah.
I wanted to.
I did.
Thank you. Shelley, I wanted to get the book. Hey, $27.
Wow.
Can I get that?
Oh, yeah.
Shelley, did you call 1 minute?
Oh, no. My mouth is full.
Oh.
Try out loud.
1 minute!
Nico, I didn't have time to do the other piece I do sometimes. But, you know, it's real simple. All you do is, one of you sees that you have a trigger,
I made it for it. I just set it up.
and then you just say it to the other person,
Thank you,
when,
God.
when you say this, I get scared, and then you're black hole. And you just keep repeating it 20, 30, 40 times, right? And you'll notice that every time you repeat it, it shifts. And by the end of 30 or 40 times, you've just reprogrammed that trigger.
And I would just do this to myself.
No.
And I wanted to buy another bill.
You say to him what you're about, and you keep repeating it. And then if he wants that turn, he can do it about one of his black holes.
Oh, yeah.
As I'm walking away, there's a $10 bill.
I could probably try that for the next stage.
Well, I don't have time to do it in the workshop, that's why I'm telling you.
Okay, okay, so Gary just told me this.
Because I put it in a way and it didn't print.
Well, you gotta sit down.
Yes.
Violate our agreement.
So what?
You might make all
Oh, I got something on my, just wash it.
So we can get
Oh, yeah.
But still.
repetition.
That would put it in a different perspective.
I only charged $12.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I just have never put this in.
That one day course would be great for Vegas.
What I
You
need.
get people there and you're really good.
Maybe it messed
There's a
up.
lot of people.
When I do something out of state,
Genie games, you're gonna find out.
we set a tentative date,
Today,
you bring everybody together, you get them to give you a deposit, non-refundable, like $50.
unless you.
And then you say, next week, bring your friends here. We do the same meeting again, you know, you show them the slideshow, you show them. And then when we have enough people registered, then it's a solid date. Otherwise, we postpone it to the next day. It's easy. I had a guy in Santa Fe that did that, and within a year, they had everything we have going here in Santa Fe. I mean, moving to mastery, the awakening, everything. That's cool.
Gary, are you the one who designed Mastery? Did you design Mastery?
Movement to mastery? Yeah. I design all the courses.
And then other people, like in Santa Fe, who learned it and taught it?
No. I had a facilitator here,
I
who
love
was a
that.
breakthrough leader. And she loves Santa Fe, so she wanted to move down. So she moved down and, you know, did everything there.
Got it.
And I would come in to do the workshop.
I'm just doing one more.
He wears the headband.
Have a seat.
That's good.
I love the scene in Joe Black. You guys ever seen the movie Joe Black? Where he's death, you know? And he gets turned on to peanut butter. And he's like, and he goes, you like it? He goes, yeah.
I want you to have to talk. Well, you got peanut butter in your mouth.
Now, several times, I'd make comments and you guys have said, why? And I said, fight or flight mind. Now I'm gonna teach you about the fight or flight mind, okay? Now, if you were to prick an amoeba, a single cell organism, it would react because every living organism has a fight or flight mind. If it perceives anything threatening or uncomfortable, it either fights or it runs. Okay? Now, when we were running away from saber-toothed tigers, came in really handy. You know what I mean? I saw a show about Ancient Man, right? And these two people that look a little bit like apes, but not quite apes, you know? They're running away from a saber-toothed tiger. It's the end of the show. And they get away, and he says, the daughter would love to tell the dad how happy she is that they got away from the saber-tooth tiger, but she's going to have to wait another 1,000,000 years until they have language.
Oh, wow.
Now I want you to know, somewhere in your DNA, you are still running away from saber-toothed tigers. That's why sometimes, even though your partner is being really sweet and you can tell they're being sincere, something in you is like, I'd rather die than give in, you witch! You know? Now, here's how it works. Imagine there's a camera looking through your eyes at everything. And let's say that you're in diapers still, and your mom says, now don't go running out in the yard, okay, just stay here, right? Then your ball goes out in the street, and you go chasing after it, forget about mom. When it gets to the curb, a big yellow bus screeches on its brakes because it doesn't want to hit you, and you and a camera takes a picture of everything inside of you and everything outside of you. It takes a picture of body posture, your facial expression, your thoughts, your feelings, everything inside. It takes a picture of the yellow bus, the curb, the sky, everything. Now for the next 3 weeks, every time you see something yellow or something like a curb, the fight or flight mind will repeat what it said in that original incident. Don't ever run out in the street again, right? That's why when you're learning how to drive, you know, okay, now, take your foot off the brake, put a tiny bit of gas, not too much gas, right? And your fighter for about 3 weeks says too much gas. It does that. It repeats it for 3 weeks, and then it goes subconscious. Today you drive, you don't hear a voice saying not too much gas, but that's going. Half the time you drive, you don't even know how you got there. You're on autopilot. Right? Now,